Hello friends, welcome. My name is Artemis Knives, and this is going to be a video for you in Division, and it's going to probably blow your mind a little bit, but I'm going to explain DPS and some of the stats in the game, and hopefully make it easier for you to understand as a player what the hell is going on with your character right now, because you sure as fuck can't trust Massive's in-game DPS spreadsheet. Like, you just can't do it. You gotta look at these numbers for yourself. So, without further ado, let's explain a bunch of numbers. So this is a video, first off, this is a PVE video. This is about farming. This has nothing to do with PvP. Everything I'm about to discuss with you is raid oriented. This is for if you want to build a strong raid character, a strong scavenging character, things of that nature. You need to know what the hell all your stats in the game are doing. If you're looking to this for PvP information, don't waste your time. Check out my video about PvP. I'll do it as soon as Massive fixes all the exploits, exploiting 45% damage reduction smart cover while you're being mobile, after they fix the 8% health regeneration per second glitch, after they fix bypassing the armor cap, after they fix a bunch of things, because what's the point of PvPing right now in a game if it's just king of the exploits? I mean, dude, what a waste. PvP's a joke. There's nothing to be obtained from it right now, so not going to talk about PvP in the video. So got that out of the way. Anyone who's like, but Artemis, PvP, shut the fuck up. This isn't a video about it, okay? No confusion. So, DPS, how it works, it's damage per second. Really simple concept for most people to grasp in the start, or so they think. They're like, oh, damage per second, okay, higher number's better. But you kind of have to think about it a little bit deeper. So I wrote down some stuff over here and I'm going to read it off to you. Basically, 10,000 damage once every 10 seconds is 1,000 damage per second, or 1,000 DPS. We can all agree on that, right? One single 10,000 damage shot that you can fire once every 10 seconds is 1,000 DPS. Really simple concept, okay? Next one. Similarly, if you have 100 damage once every 10th of a second for 10 seconds, what is it? It's still the exact same 10,000 damage. It's still 1,000 damage per second. It's 100 damage every 10th of a second. There's two gigantic differences that you may have noticed already. One requires you to hit 100 out of 100 shots. The other one only requires you to hit one single shot. You're both still doing 1,000 DPS. So, next comes head multiplier. So, you have to hit 100 out of 100 shots on the head in 10 seconds to do the exact same amount of DPS as the weapon that only fires once every 10 seconds and gets the headshot every time. So, you're starting to realize, oh, you know, DPS isn't so important. It's more about the effective damage per bullet, because realistically, can I hit 100 out of 100 headshots? No, it's just not possible. Especially with the way that the cone works in this game and the way that, you know, accuracy works, which we're going to cover very soon. So, all of this is just straight numbers. Would you rather land one shot per 10 seconds or try and land 100 shots every 10 seconds? I'd rather go for the single headshot, to be honest, and rather do the same exact damage. So, basically what you're already realizing is slower might be a little bit better. You know, because why would you want your gun to fire super fast? The faster you dump your clip, the more wild your recoil is going to be, and the more your stability is going to come into play on your weapon and make it inaccurate. Once again, you're missing. When you're missing, you're not getting points back on the talent 1 is none. When you're not getting headshots, you're not getting 1 is none, meaning you're spending more time reloading, meaning you're doing even less DPS. So why would you want to increase your rate of fire, burn through your clip even faster, and possibly miss even more shots and spend more time reloading and still not kill them all? I mean, we can all agree that headshots in Division are the most important thing in the game. I mean, shit, there's a talent that gives you bullets back. You're doing more DPS. That's more DPS time the more headshots you get. So, in order to increase your effective DPS in the game, you need accuracy. I know a lot of people seem to think on Twitch like, oh, accuracy, worthless talent and all that. Hello? Accuracy is the most important thing for doing consistent, effective DPS in the game. If you can't hit the head, why are you doing body shots? If you have to pull off your trigger and you have to sit there and wait for your cooldown of your spread so you can go back to DPSing, I mean, I really can't wait for them to add a DPS meter to the game, or some sort of third-party mod that can really show it, because headshots in this game are absolutely insane, the multipliers that you get for them. So, because of course you have to aim. You know, who cares if you have 270,000 fucking DPS and you can't fucking hit the broadside of a barn because you're shooting a giant fucking cone like this, like you're doing a fucking Kamehameha every single time you're about to fucking shoot with your SMG and you're going and all your... Hey, That's fucking great. If you can't aim and you're trying to PvP, that's the best gun in the game. Shit, just fucking spray wildly and don't even fucking aim. Just close your fucking eyes next time, because you don't need to know where the fuck the bullets are going. You can't aim anyways. You're probably off to the right, the spread's going left. It's a headshot. Shit, that shit works great for people in PvP that have no fucking accuracy. So, and I'm not talking about accuracy in games of stat. I'm saying people who can't point and click and aim a mouse. So, now that you kind of understand, you know, the conal spread and getting everything in a line, I want to show you basically 2 guns in the game, and then we're going to talk about accuracy, stability, the Caduceus, SMGs, and why they're great if you can't aim, horizontal stability, vertical stability, weapon fire rate, blah, 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 blah. So, let's start by going in here. I've stripped both these guns right now. I have a Caduceus right here. Caduceus, standard Caduceus, rolls the exact same every single time, has arguably the best talent in the game on it. Per headshot, 5.5% cooldown reduction. That's not 5.5% per headshot kill. That is per headshot. That means every 18 headshots, you 100% cooldown all your skills. Did you know that if you can just sit there and drill something in the head, you can just keep pulsing and healing over and over and over? That's another thing we'll discuss in a little bit. But I've got this handy little black market AK here, and I want to show you just how useful this 46% accuracy is, because these are both unmodded weapons right now. I just want to show you damage on the close range target and damage on the long range target. It might make you like kind of think a little bit, jog your memory about this. So first off, let's do the Caduceus first, because the Caduceus comes with no freebie accuracy modifier. I got lucky and got this thing with, you know, crit and 46% accuracy, whatever. It's a great PvE gun, but the problem is Caduceus is still stronger because of the cooldown reduction, infinite cooldowns. So, but let's just show you how accuracy works really quick. So I'm going to do my best to basically control the recoil and keep it on the head. But of course, bullets are going to whiz off to the left, the right, things like that. There's no modifiers on the stability of this gun and the accuracy. The best I can do is try and counter it myself manually with my hand. So I'm just going to full auto. And this is a 30 round clip. This isn't even like a double round clip if you had an extended magazine. Obviously you need for PvE. So just check this out. You're going to notice the bullet spread's pretty wild. So let's do it. Already now the bullet spread has completely lost the head, and we were hitting random chest shots, things like that. Let's do it again really quick. So this is just trying to full auto right on the head, and you can already see that the accuracy, the recoil, things get really weird right at the very end. Like it's controllable, and now it's just totally wild. Only like 1 in 5 bullets is hitting right at the end. Let's pull out the AK now. Let's do 3 of these with the AK. And obviously the further away this is, the even less chance of actually hitting accurately, meaning you're going to have to shoot more bullets, you're going to spend more time off the trigger, you're doing actually much less DPS. So check out this AK with the 46% accuracy. You'll notice it's like a fucking laser beam for a while, and it still keeps hitting, and then I eventually lose it at the end. It becomes too uncontrollable, so we'll do it again. We're just drilling the fucking head for the longest time. Just look at that shit, and it really only gets, I only lose it right at the end. You see that kind of like jerk? That's just, it's hit a point where on the mouse it starts really randomizing the recoil on me, and I have to like really compensate immediately. So, but you'll notice that just, wow, it's just fucking like a goddamn laser beam for the longest time. And I mean, I'm still almost hitting no rando chest shots. You see those 11Ks in there? They really don't happen very often unless like I'm just aiming too much. So the amount of headshots is obviously way higher with this than with the Caduceus right now. And this is really not that long a range. I mean, the Caduceus just ends up losing it. It's just got too much spread. So even though these two weapons right now, I mean, look, they claim to be so much similar in DPS. Oh my god, the Caduceus actually does more DPS. Fucking wrong! It doesn't. It doesn't, because it can't hit the fucking broadside of a barn in PvE. If a boss is standing still and you need to drill it and it's got a target slot on it that you have to hit, good fucking luck. The AK is going to beat the shit out of it in controlled damage. Especially when we go over here to this fucking back target. I mean, shit, how many of these headshots am I really going to hit right now? I mean, that actually wasn't too bad. Let's try it again. Oh, wait. Let me actually just let my recoil settle again. That one was really a fucking sweet pattern we had right there. But I mean, just honestly, it's just, you know, this is only like 10 meters back. But I mean, really, I mean, are you going to be able to get this close to a raid boss right now? So, then let's try the AK at this range. AK just like a fucking laser beam right now. Like, just look at that shit. AK definitely has a little bit stronger recoil in it, which is why it needs a little bit more of countering. Like, you know, you're going to want your mods to basically counter that, but this thing basically shoots in almost a straight line with only its 46% accuracy mod. I mean, accuracy is easily the best PvE talent in the game for consistent damage numbers. So now let's put some freaking mods on this thing. So first off, I want to show you the Caduceus with mods. So I'm just going to pop on my usual mods right now. And actually, I'm even borderline considering getting rid of my crit chance, headshot damage, and just going headshot damage accuracy. I'm seriously thinking about doing it. The problem that I have right now is I haven't seen any of their real raid content to warrant it, and right now I can get decently close to PvE mobs, so as long as I'm decently close, I don't seem to have much spread issues right now once I pop on mods. Same thing goes for here. I end up running a magazine-sized crit hit chance one. These are like the only two areas I actually run crit on this build, and once again that doesn't matter at all. It's going to be completely unique to your character. But the takeaways here are stability and accuracy. They're the two strongest PvE stats without a doubt. You need to balance your other crit and obviously crit damage. Crit up to a certain point, 60% is the soft cap. But anything beyond the 60% soft cap is really you're hitting diminishing returns, because each of those stat points you got to think you would have already rolled a crit 60 out of 100 shots. And if they soft cap it and won't let you go beyond it, what good is it doing for you? Especially considering my pulse right now, and which is my pulse is up 24/7. We'll see if bosses are immune to pulse. It's going to be another really interesting thing if bosses are immune to pulse, which I think they will be. But because the Caduceus enables me to have 24/7 pulse, which is a perma 26% increase in crit and 70% increased critical damage with my build. It puts me at crit cap. That means I can stack tons of scavenging like I've done. So, and then onto the barrel, or the stock. Basically accuracy, stability. There's no question that this is the strongest, basically, undergrip in the game. There's no question. It just you'll be able to see the difference right now. And then I run stability crit damage, or sorry, not stability crit damage. I run accuracy crit on this. And I was even thinking maybe I run accuracy stability. I'm not entirely sure. But so basically we've outfit our Caduceus now, and so suddenly just putting on mods, according to this thing in the game, it's jumped up to 180,000 DPS. That's how fucking whack the spreadsheet is. That's why if you gear your character looking at any of these numbers in game that your inventory is spitting out, your character is going to be trash, because it means that like the spreadsheet in the game really has no fucking idea what you're doing. It doesn't know if you're point blank shooting something that's an inch from you or 20 feet. So I like to build my characters so that they're, you know, kind of balanced and can probably handle a boss fight at any optimal distance with an assault rifle. I can't imagine that I'm going to need more than that. Oh, and if I do, I have a sniper rifle. So, yeah, and I mean, if I could get close enough to a boss, guess what? There's no doubt in my mind that shotguns are the best weapon in the game for PVE DPS point blank. But that's a whole nother video. So, let's show the Caduceus now. So now that I've put on all these, let me try this again. There's my Caduceus. Insta cooldown. Heal again. Insta cooldown. It won't even let me pop my heal because I'm at max health. I was so max healed it wouldn't even let me cool it down. So there we go, sorry. Had the wrong gun out. But basically, yeah. So you can see the Caduceus just popping cooldowns, no problem. I mean, dude, this is fucking crazy. That's why I'm saying, like, if you use an SMG, have you looked at the Caduceus to see how broken it is right now with cooldown reduction? It'll just cool down all your abilities over and over and over. Like, I mean, just look at this shit. And since I'm on the 60 clip, I can just sit here and just keep plugging away on it. And I'm decently accurate the whole time. So, Caduceus, pretty freaking crazy. So, now let's come over here and let's strip our Caduceus. And let's see what basically a Caduceus would be with an extra 46% accuracy. Of course, the AK has, you know, a little bit worse stats. You know, it's definitely got significantly less stable recoil, to say the least. The AK definitely has got a lot meaner recoil. But let's pop all the mods on it. Of course, we don't even really need the scope one. It's not really actually doing anything for me, but I'll make a video about it if I end up changing my mind on that. But for right now, this is kind of tailored to current content. But this is finally a way for you to actually really see what the hell is going on with your gun and just how exactly it's working. So check out the AK now that I've put all these mods on it. It's like a fucking laser beam now. It really doesn't even like spread at all, you'll notice. Like, look at that. My recoil's getting a little crazy, but it basically just shoots in like arguably a pretty fucking straight line for so freaking long. And the toughest thing here is you see I've got a little bit of stability issues because the AK is just, it's wild. It's definitely a wild gun. So let's try it out at a little bit longer range. And so the AK could even burst like that and then go back to burst like that and then back to burst. And you know, But you got to remember, you know, you're losing DPS anytime you're off the trigger. But guess what accuracy also does? Makes your crosshair go in quicker, so the time spent off the trigger is even shorter. So not only are you more effective holding the trigger for a longer duration of time, aka pure DPS, pure damage per second, no finger off the trigger, then when you are off the trigger, you're actually cleaning up your crosshair and your accuracy even quicker, so you're back on the full DPS again. That's why when people are like, accuracy, worst stat in the game, but okay, hip fire accuracy is the worst stat in the game. Who the fuck is running around hip firing? Maybe in PvP, etc., but that's not this video. This is a PvE video. So what the fuck are you doing if you're trying to PvE and you're not stacking accuracy? To me, that just means you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You need to be accurate in this game. You want to make your guns like a laser beam. Because guess what? Laser beam equals DPS. It means more cooldowns with the freaking Caduceus right now. So why would you want increased weapon fire rate on a magazine? You're just going to dump your clip faster. Your spread's going to get more unmanageable quicker, and your recoil and stability and jitter is going to get wilder quicker. Why do you want to try and counter your recoil and speed that process up? Wouldn't you rather be kind of like smooth and instead of like, whoa, it's going fast? Like, that's what it's going to do with rate of fire. So rate of fire is not increasing your effective DPS. That's great if you just want to fucking dump the clip at 5 feet and but after that, you know what you're doing? You're sitting there going like this. Reload! Oh shit, reload time again. Wow, that was quick. Oh, reload again. Shit, I feel like I'm playing reload. So think about it when you're gearing. Horizontal stability, vertical stability, those two stats, as far as I'm concerned, they seem to combine to form Voltron, aka stability. It seems like if you get a vertical stability roll or a horizontal stability roll, you got the shitty end of the rope. If 5 out of 10 rolls is horizontal stability and 4 out of 10 rolls is vertical stability, 1 out of 10 is probably stability is how it works right now. Just a rough idea of simple math behind it. Reload speed, also a trash stat. What are you doing gearing yourself around planning to reload? Like, fuck. You could get way more effective DPS spending on a much more useful stat. You want effective damage per bullet. What if you're in the middle of a raid encounter and you run out of ammo on the boss because you didn't hit the weak point enough, and so you didn't do enough damage? It doesn't matter if your fucking spreadsheet says 270,000 DPS if the target's 30 meters from you, and you deal 50% damage because of that. What are you going to do? Change out all your sockets for accuracy and effective weapon range? No, you're either going to snipe or you're going to use an assault rifle. Like, PvE is all about accuracy. It's not about stacking this fucking fictitious number on your spreadsheet that ends up making like these super weird things. Like, it doesn't make any sense at all. So hopefully that sums up accuracy and stuff for you guys, and now you can basically understand that it's very useful. As soon as raid content comes around, you are very likely going to see me with an accuracy piece here, and this, I'm probably actually going to get rid of crit hit chance, and I'm probably going to pick up weapon damage on it, because effective weapon damage is, you know, it's just pretty good. Accuracy stability, that's not going to change, but this is likely to change into an accuracy stability, just because you want your gun to be as no spread and aimbody as possible. The more headshots, the better. It's the best multiplier in the game. It gives you 1 is none, which means 50% of your bullets give you bullets back, meaning you're longer on the trigger, you're more effective DPS. I mean, it's just simple math, you guys. More hits is more damage and more cooldowns, especially, you know, if you have Caduceus. So basically, to sum it up, you guys, basically weapon damage is probably one of the best stats in the game, because, you know, that weapon damage is obviously going to increase your effective total damage. It increases your crit damage, it increases your headshot damage. Everything multiplies off weapon damage. So I think you kind of want to stack that. I haven't really done it yet because it seems like it's a really low chance roll, and the Dark Zone vendor right now does create a weapon damage scope, but it's currently bugged and doesn't roll it with it. So we'll see once they fix some things. And then basically crit damage. Of course, crit damage is amazing. You of course want to stack your crit damage, but you don't need tons of crit and you don't need tons of crit damage if you can't fucking hit the target. If you can't do headshots, you need to reevaluate what you're doing in PvE, because you're not only half as effective, you're actually less than half effective because you don't even return the headshot bullets. So hopefully that sums it up for you guys and you get a little bit better now. I don't know what happened with my DPS, because at the start of the video it was even less than this, but now it's at 180k. So if that's not proof enough that you can't fucking trust anything this fucking character sheet puts out, like, how did I gain 30,000 DPS, right now, putting on a black market AK and switching back to Caduceus and standing around in town. How? How did this fucking happen? How? I mean, it doesn't make any fucking sense. So, you know, that basically sums it up. I hope you guys enjoyed my first little video explaining PVE damage to you and you enjoyed the time at the fire range. And I know it is a little bit of a rant, but I just want to help people that don't seem to understand effective damage in this game. It's like nobody's ever played an RPG before. And so it might come off a little bit heavy-handed, but I feel like these are really elementary mechanics in RPGs. You stack the crit, you get up till crit hits diminishing returns. At that point, you stack the crit damage, and then at that point, what do? You gotta hit the target, so you hit the target. Otherwise, your crit and crit damage means nothing. So, very, very simple fundamentals. These are the rudimentary things for RPGs. Crit damage, multipliers. It's all about those multipliers. You just want to stack multipliers, and you gotta be able to hit the shots. If you can't hit the shots, well, who cares what your spreadsheet claims you have for stats, because you can't fucking aim anyways. So, hopefully this was really informational. It's like a 24-minute video. If you made it to the end, grats. Hopefully you made it to the end because, you know, this was really eye-opening for you, and now I can help you gear your character and maybe open the eyes for your friends, because I feel like every single time I run instances in this game, people are telling me they got 200k DPS, they got 250, whatever the fuck. Guess what? As soon as I'm dead on the ground, not a single goddamn monster ever dies. As soon as I'm up, I'm hitting fucking 500,000 sniper shots on an 18-round clip going headshot, 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 headshot. Like, putting shit down. I pull out my Caduceus, dude. Everything's pulsed. I'm constantly healing. I'm dropping 90k headshots with my assault rifle. Just next mob. I can take four-man mobs down. I can take down 2 4-man mobs in a 4-man challenge mode right now with a single clip of my Caduceus and keep everything pulsed, constantly keep myself healed. I mean, shit's OP. What are you doing running around with an SMG not hitting the broadside of a barn? Fucking make a real character. Get a real build. Stop joining my groups with your shitty, I have 250k DPS, but I don't know how to do fucking math. So, get effective damage, make your weapon useful, and stop shooting in a big fucking cone and claiming you're doing all this damage, because guess what? You're not. You're not standing next to mobs all the time. Challenge mode mobs will rip you to shreds. I'm sure incursion mode mobs are gonna fucking destroy you unless you're a tank spec. So, just hopefully everybody can understand by the time that it's incursion time. Maybe people will be checking out this video going, fuck, how do I gear for a raid boss? Here's how you gear for a raid boss, guys. You gotta be able to hit the shots, then worry about your multipliers. So, accuracy debunked, stability, fire rate, all these weird reload speed, fire rate trash stats that you don't want on your character, man. You want weapon damage, critical chance, stability, headshot damage. That's basically it. And of course, accuracy, which is like the stat that for some reason nobody understands and is like, oh, it's an inflated stat. Pfft. It's the only thing in the game that makes your gun shoot in a straight fucking line, shoot it on a rope. Sounds fucking worthless to me. Alright, have a good day, guys. I'll make a PvP video explaining all this shit once they fix all the exploits. I'm not going to cover PvP when I got to cover. First, you go and do this and stand behind the wall and have your friend do that, and that's going to give you this buff, and then you're going to go and do this buff. No. I'm going to make a badass PvP video about shotgun sniper when they fix all the shit. Until then, it's not worth my time. So, like, follow, subscribe, tell your friends if they don't know how to play Division. Maybe you can help them so they're not so worthless in your group and they can actually be a beast. Good luck.